If the American Revolution was a spark of hope lit in the wilderness, the French Revolution was an inferno ignited in the very heart of the Old World. It began with the noblest of intentions, fueled by the Enlightenment's promise of liberty, equality, fraternity. It was a declaration of war not just on a king, but on 1,000 years of injustice. But this fire of liberation soon became an uncontrollable blaze. The dream of a just republic curdled into a fever of paranoia, and the quest for virtue was pursued with the most vicious of tools. This is the story of how a revolution, in its desperate attempt to create a perfect society, began to devour its own. It is the story of the Reign of Terror, a fulcrum moment that drowned a dream in blood, and in doing so, forged the violent ideological politics of the modern age. On the eve of 1789, France was a kingdom rotting from the inside. While King Louis XVI and his court lived in the gilded splendor of Versailles, the nation was bankrupt. Society was rigidly divided into three estates. The first estate, the clergy, and the second, the nobility, owned most of the land and paid virtually no taxes. The entire burden fell upon the third estate. Everyone else, from the poorest peasant to the wealthiest merchant, they were overtaxed, underrepresented, and starving. As the aristocracy parted, the people of Paris couldn't even afford bread. It was a system of grotesque inequality, a pressure cooker of resentment waiting to explode. The explosion came in 1789, when, locked out of their assembly by the king, the representatives of the Third Estate gathered on a tennis court and swore an oath not to disband until they had written a constitution. It was a revolutionary act, the declaration that sovereignty lay not with the king, but with the people. Then, on July 14th, fearing a royal crackdown, the people of Paris stormed the Bastille, a medieval fortress and symbol of royal tyranny. The event was a seismic shock. Soon after, the National Assembly issued the Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen, a document echoing the American Declaration of Independence. It seemed a new dawn of liberty had arrived. But the dream was fragile. In 1791, King Louis XVI and his family attempted to flee France. They were caught and brought back to Paris as prisoners. This act shattered any remaining trust between the king and his people. He was no longer their father. He was a traitor. As foreign monarchies threatened to invade and crush the revolution, the political climate became radicalized. The moderate voices were drowned out by the radical Jacobins. They argued that as long as the king lived, the revolution was in danger. On January 21, 1793, Louis XVI was executed by a new, terrifyingly efficient invention, the guillotine. There was no going back. The Republic was born in blood and was now at war with all of Europe. To save the revolution from its enemies, both foreign and domestic, the Jacobins created the Committee of Public Safety. Led by the incorruptible, terrifyingly principled Maximilien Robespierre, the committee became a de facto dictatorship. Robespierre believed that to build a republic of virtue, all enemies of that virtue must be eliminated. In his own chilling words, terror is nothing more than speedy, severe, and inflexible justice. What followed was the Reign of Terror, a period of state-sanctioned paranoia. Neighbors denounced neighbors. A careless word could lead to the tribunal and then to the national razor. The guillotine's blade fell on aristocrats, priests, and common people alike. But soon, the revolution began to turn on itself. Revolutionaries like Georges Danton, who argued for an end to the terror, found themselves on the wrong side of Robespierre's virtue. The revolution was eating its own children. The terror could not last. Eventually, Robespierre himself was overthrown and sent to the guillotine, a victim of the very system he had created. France was exhausted, bled dry by years of chaos and war. The nation yearned for order, for stability, for a savior. And a savior appeared. A brilliant young general forged in the fires of the Revolutionary Wars, a man of immense talent and boundless ambition. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte. In a stunning coup, he seized power, ending the chaos of the revolution. But in doing so, he also ended the dream of a republic. The man who was the ultimate product of the revolution would crown himself emperor, replacing the tyranny of the king with the tyranny of a genius. This is the fulcrum. The French Revolution failed to create a stable republic, descending from liberty to terror to empire. But its impact was arguably greater than any other revolution in history. It completely destroyed the old feudal order in Europe. It gave birth to modern nationalism, the idea of the nation-state united by language and culture. It created the political spectrum of left and right that we still use today. And most chillingly, it provided a terrible blueprint, the idea that a state has the right and the duty to completely remake society from the ground up using any means necessary. It showed the world how a quest for utopia could lead directly to the guillotine. It is a lesson written in blood, a warning that echoes through the centuries, reminding us of the terrifying proximity between our greatest dreams and our darkest impulses.